All right. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
This is our
rundown of the show as a podcast video.
I have notes that I wrote on a little napkin, front and back. So we'll just run through those real quick. Okay. So the show.
Alan was on one team.
Alan was on one team the entire time, and
for both shows, he did draw a heart and then rip it down the middle.
Yes, that was heartbreaking.
But it really played with the audience well.
Yeah, because he won both shows.
Yeah, because of the cheer meter.
Because of us, we screamed.
For the cheer
so
meter.
The warm-up to the crowd was the clapometer, obviously. Every Comedysportz show starts with a clapometer.
Right.
Then I wrote Alan, spelled A-L-L-A-N, crossed it out. Then I spelled Alan, A-L-E-N, and crossed it out. And then I wrote Alone, and then I crossed it out. And then I wrote A-L-A-N. Is that it?
We were just getting the spelling correctly, hopefully.
Yes. Then I wrote rock, subpoint granite, subpoint hard rock, -win.
So I think that was the first game, one of the first games they played. I have no recollection of this. It's okay. I can edit this.
And then I wrote Alan taking notes / drawing ? But then it was revealed that you were drawing a heart.
Drawing the heart. But we thought you were taking notes the whole time.
Yeah, which would have been awesome. You should take a note to take notes during your shows.
Yeah, it'll add to your credibility.
Yeah.
The audience will like you more.
And
maybe you'll win more.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And winning is the only thing that matters.
True.
I said, what is parasailing? Oh, and then there was a time in the show, I remember this, someone said something to you, and then you no-anded them, which I took a note of because I was like, Alan is not yes-anding here. But then later in another class, you were like, you can say no if it's funny. I was like, well, I wish I would have known that.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch, because we went to an earlier show earlier in the class, so it was interesting to watch like some of the things you taught us later on, like be seen in the show.
Definitely, like Blind Line. You played Blind Line in that show.
Yeah, and we never played that before, so it was like cool to see you do it fully instead of just like an example.
Yeah, that helped us. I mean, me.
Us.
I can't speak for both of us.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Us.
It helped us be able to play that game in class.
Yes.
Then I wrote New Choice, because you guys played the game New Choice. And then I subpoint New Choice, and then a subpoint to that New Choice, and then a subpoint to that New Choice !
Yeah, we really liked that game. We thought it was fun. It's like they like said a sentence, and then they would say something, and then someone from the side would go New Choice, and they have to change like what specifically they're talking about.
Yeah, that was a fun game. There was a Harry Potter bit, I think, like a Harry Potter scene or something. They were like in Hogwarts, and there was a talking painting. And one of the people was a janitor, the big bushy beard guy.
What's his name? Isn't it?
You were talking about how he picked you up.
Isn't his name like Tristan or something?
I don't think it's anything close to Tristan.
Travis?
You know that. Alan,
you know Alan.
That's all that matters. And then I wrote A-L-N as another guess of how your name is spelled.
Alan.
A-L-L-N.
Alan.
Alan.
Okay.
And then I wrote time to drink. See, this was my issue here. I have a substance abuse problem.
Okay, this does not need to be brought up on our Poopocast.
Our Poopocast? And then I wrote Shrek in all caps. Because I think we were definitely saying Shrek.
We were definitely
a lot.
recommending Shrek. And I think you had to do a Shrek scene.
So that was before halftime in the first show. And then I have another napkin with after halftime. First thing on that one is balls. And then you guys played Spelling Bee, which, I mean, great game. You guys killed it. I graded each word that you did based on how funny it was.
Yeah.
Frog was the first one, and I graded that a C. It was, middle of the road.
Easy to spell.
Yeah, you guys
Easy,
did fine. Like,
boring sentence.
Boring, stupid sentence. Like, get better. Come on.
Right.
And then door. That was a good one. I gave that a C+. It was better than the last one, but
I think
still...
they did a funny thing with it there.
Yeah, they did do a funny thing. That's why I gave it the plus. And then golf, you guys absolutely fucked up. Like, that was awful. I remember crying at that one. I gave that a D-. Because I won't give you an F because you're professionals, and you're definitely better at this than I am, but...
Like, you're still passing. But,
maybe
like,
try a little harder
but
next
the
time.
thing is, like, going to this improv show, we not only saw good improv, but we saw bad improv.
The police are pulling up. Blue, that one, you were in that one. And you guys killed that one. I gave that an A+. And then platypus was a B because I think it was spelled correctly, but the sentence wasn't very good. I mean, I get it. You guys brought up someone from the audience who isn't funny, and you had to deal with that.
I don't remember any of these.
How? I remember all of this.
How do you remember these?
I have a great memory. This was before we went out to the car, so...
No, it's not. I thought
Yes,
this was the second half.
No, this is the second half. We didn't go out during halftime. We went out between shows. See...
Okay, not another Kate scenario.
And then you did handkerchief. You guys spelled it right and did a funny sentence after, so I gave A++. That was awesome.
And then the last one was something really long that we didn't know how to spell, couldn't explain it.
So we wrote question mark, gave it a 0 out of 10. Because all the other ones were letter grades, so...
It felt right to add a little number in there.
Yeah. And then,
Guess that thing.
Guess That Thing. You guys played Guess That Thing. That was a good game.
I love that game.
How do you play it? Explain that to me.
No, I think we played it before, you know.
Yeah, I know. No, just like trust us, Alan. We know how to play the game.
It's where you
I don't know the thing. I wrote I don't know the thing.
I don't know.
And then I wrote
spring.
Sponge candle. Samuel L. Jackson is Winston Churchill.
What?
Oh no. Please don't give us a bad grade on this.
Oh my lord.
And then I wrote about time. Oh, don't have to write that one. And then they were abusing me, so I wrote being abused ! Also in the corner I wrote Hulk and crossed it out 3 times because Lauren was trying to get me to draw Hulk, and I was, but it wasn't good enough because I just wrote the word out.
So
Anyway.
so you're admitting it.
Anyway, then we went out to the car during time between
On
shows.
420 South First
I mean,
Street
it's
Ave.
420 something, so
420
we
South
had
Street-
to
Street
go
Ave.
out there. We read some passages from the Bible, and then we came back in.
And
there
we
was
read
this,
our notes
there was this
and
crazy
discussed.
homeless person that was smoking a joint and just blowing weed at us, like the entire time.
smell.
Like like through
Smelled like a dead skunk.
we were like sitting in the car and we had a window open like this, like just like this,
Just like this.
just like this, and the homeless guy was,
Just like this.
Okay. The homeless guy was right there and just breathing smoke into the car. So like we must have smelled like it going back in. I apologize for that. We don't partake in the devil's lettuce.
No, it was crack that they smelled.
That wasn't crack. That guy, I mean, his eyes were bright red and he was like,
I don't know drugs. Oh god. Then we stayed for the later show because we thought it was the inappropriate one.
And we got a little bit fucked up from somebody else, like...
We got a little secondhand, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called.
I don't know lingo.
They recommended that I work, because I work at a restaurant called Smoke Shack. They recommend that I work at a vape shop, so I said, should work at vape shop on the top.
This was just a little pre-show conversation.
Yep. And then I wrote confused ? Because something was happening, and I was confused about it.
Right.
And then you guys played Countdown. That was fun.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I wrote 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In parentheses.
In
because
parentheses.
even though it's not played like that, it just helps us remember. Because it's the game where you do like 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds,
Yeah.
15.
See, that's my favorite game,
Same.
but we hadn't learned it yet, so I had to write about it.
I think we had played it once. I was excited to see it because we had played it.
And then, okay, I'm gonna have to level with you. Kyle, he was a ref for the first game. He was awesome as a ref. I liked him as a ref.
Great energy for a ref.
Great energy.
The second ref.
Oh my god. The second ref, less energy. I liked her comedy in the first show.
But she was just like a step back from that full confidence. Like she was just a little not there, like a little.
It was fun though. Fun. Because no matter who's the ref, like it's still a good game, right? But Kyle really ruined that second show for me. He tries way too hard.
Again, like I said earlier, when going improv, you see good improv and bad improv. So
yeah,
that was the biggest lesson we learned.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially from Kyle. Nothing against Kyle. I'm sure he's a nice person. I'm sure you guys are friends. I don't find him very funny though. Anyway, so that was just my point. I wrote not Kyle.
Oh.
And then I wrote said doo-doo because I think.
Oh, you said doo-doo.
You did. You
doo-doo.
You.
Okay. No, I think you just accidentally said do.
And I was like.
And we made a big note of that.
Also, there was an awesome group of people sitting right behind us the entire time.
They were very drunk, and it was
very loud.
so exciting
amazing.
having the lights in our face.
Yes.
Just like this.
And then I said poopy word's bad, and I don't know what that was about.
That's the bag.
Yes, and then the bag, because they were explaining this was after they were explaining the rules. I don't think someone got bagged.
No, it was while they were explaining it. I said you got to draw it because it's so important. Because we want one of us to get bagged during the show.
And then Lauren made a racism.
No, they made a racist joke, and I called it out. I called it before they said anything.
I wrote Lauren made a racism, and the notes don't lie. So, and then they went to the clap-o-meter. Kyle's in the game. I wrote too good next to it. And then later in the show, I wrote never mind underneath that.
Because I think at first we were like, I think Kyle is too good at this.
And then I wrote Alan captain, because you were the captain of your team, and boss, with an emoji next to it.
So I think, your boss.
And then you played the most memorable
game
that I've ever seen you guys play. What you got? That was fun, because you all suck at dancing, and it was really funny to watch. You don't suck at dancing though, Alan. You are perfect.
How does the game go?
So basically, like they get
all
like
I remember is what you got.
Yeah, they get like a audience suggestion, and then they have to do a bunch of dance moves that relate to that suggestion, and the first one to not be able to come up with a dance move on time loses the game. So I remember Kyle was the captain for one of the games. I know you guys played a couple rounds. When Kyle was captain, they won because, I don't know, I guess people just like it when someone's super Jim Carrey with their comedy. I didn't appreciate it. Kyle's cringy.
Enough Kyle.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a good person. I'm sure he's nice.
Moving on.
That was a good. And then I wrote in parentheses underneath that, because you guys said something that you don't discriminate based on gender, and I appreciated that. That was.
Oh, sorry.
That was very brave of you. And then I learned that you don't carry change, which is fair, because I don't either.
But also fairly interesting.
Fairly enough interesting to write a point about it.
Right.
And then I wrote blind line. You guys played blind line. Awesome. You guys fucking killed that. Because obviously you're professionals.
Obviously.
Blind line is that game where you take audience suggestions for lines. You put the people run out of the room, you know.
And then you say, "Hey, get back in here."
And they go, "Ah!"
And then they like lift up the sheet.
In the middle of their...
Right.
Whenever.
And you don't want to set it up.
You guys did it so much better. I don't think in class we've ever done one better. Well, I mean, obviously you're professionals.
Obviously you're professionals.
Obviously you're professionals. Yeah. And then I wrote line from something underneath that. And then I wrote R2-D2 said beep. I don't know why I wrote that. Whatever.
But I think R2-D2 was brought to a skit.
And then this
he said beep. That's what was funny.
This might make you uncomfortable. I then said, Captain Allen is my favorite superhero, which is true. You are my favorite superhero.
Captain Allen.
And then I didn't say this. Someone else in the group said this. I'm not going to point fingers, but someone said Allen equals sexy French boy, because I think you were doing a sexy French boy thing in your sketch. And it was definitely Lauren that said that. So watch out. And then you guys played Countdown again. I wrote not up with an arrow pointing up and a X around it.
Yeah, like count, like you're going down.
Not up. Then it was halftime. I wrote halftime.
Thank you.
And then you played...
Oh.
4 things.
Oh, but also we noticed your introductions were the same for each show.
Yeah, get fucking creative with it, okay?
Because sometimes we stayed for the other show because we thought it was going to be different, and like obviously it was different because the teams were different. It was slightly different. But like there were enough things for us to notice that there were similarities.
So like, it's okay though. You're professionals.
It's okay.
Like I don't want to judge the master.
Obviously you're professionals.
I'm so excited to take advanced improv with you.
But you're gonna say ambient.
And also ambient. Yeah, same joke after halftime. 4 things. Alan has left the arena.
Oh.
Oh! So you sat... There was like a very long like series of words on the TV up there that we all came up with as the audience, and you sat up next to the TV so you couldn't see it, but your group had to act it out without saying any words, but they could make noises.
Yeah, so they were speaking in gibberish.
They were going.
It was basically Minionese.
Minionese banana. But yeah, that game was cool. We should play that as a class in the advanced improv class.
We should do it on our last day.
On our last day, we should get a TV. Because that's how you do it. I mean. Anyway. And then I said, "Oh, this is funny. You'll get a giggle out of this one." Whoa. Imagine poop instead of Lincoln Logs is what I wrote.
I came up with that!
Yeah. No, but like, okay.
No, but actually, I only remember that because it was hilarious.
That would be so funny.
Because I think they were building something with Lincoln Logs, and I said, hey.
And then I wrote ear pull, ?
Oh! When they were doing that gibberish thing to each other on the stage, when they would get something close to it, they would pull on their ear, and the person would be like, okay, yeah, I got it right, or it would like give them a hint or something. We didn't know what it meant.
So you gotta explain that to us.
So we want to know what the ear pull
That better be in the advanced class.
They go like this.
Because I'm setting myself back in my major so that I can take that class. And then I wrote 9 out of 10. I think I meant to write 9/11. Moving on. And then I wrote, that's what I'm saying. And then I wrote, can you write that? Because Lauren told me to write something, and I just wrote that. And then Greta drew the Hulk, because I can't draw the Hulk.
Because they just kept writing Hulk, Hulk, Hulk. Every time I said, can you draw a Hulk?
Yeah. So that was the show. I mean, I loved it. You won both times, as you should.
Yeah, I really loved the people in the booth with their timers.
Oh, yeah.
And their magic speaking voice.
The booth people.
And the ushers. They remembered us as the Shrek people.
But we told you that in class, and then you said they remembered us from something else, which...
We had nothing to do with.
We had nothing to do with. We didn't... Hear me out. The homeless person, again, like I said...
Hear me out.
Window was open.
Yeah.
Right outside the window. Here.
You gonna exit out?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is us discussing the show in the car. Homeless man. Bro, get out of here. Why do your eyes look so red? What the hell is that? Ew. Now I smell like effing skunk. No! Everyone's gonna make fun of me at the show!